Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PUDcast with Jason and Mike. I'm Jason.
I'm Mike.
And we're coming to you from the Pud Cave located here at Game Swap in beautiful downtown Lincoln in the great state of North Carolina. Mikey, what's going on, brother?
Man, we can't catch a Sunday where it's not raining, foggy, miserable, dreary.
Just a bummer, bro.
I don't know what it is.
I think I do.
Oh, really?
I think it followed Sir Ian Pudsworth all the way from Puddingham, England, because he's in the Pud Cave.
Oh, finally.
He actually showed up.
There you
He
go.
actually showed up, you know. Thank you, Sir Ian Pudsworth, for gracing us with your presence today. We didn't have to wait that long for you.
Yeah, it's right.
So how you doing today, brother?
I'm pretty good.
Other than being, do you feel tardy?
Well, I am a tardy pud, so
I don't feel tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
nah. I feel,
But, Mike, what's been Damn it, man. So, Mike, what's been going on in Pudville, brother?
Oh, man, we're into it now. This is December. We're full-blown into Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Everything's going on. You got the Christmas parade that happened last weekend. You know, the Santa's house, carriage rides, everything's going on downtown. We're doing like the fundraisers. We're doing the drives for, you know, the Christian ministries, and we're doing it for the hats, you know, for the animal shelters. Everything's just is full blown Christmas.
Right, we're in the 'tis the season, brother.
We're there.
So, Mike, let me ask you, brother. So, does the people out there listen? They can bring toys and things like that here?
Toys, food, dog food, cat food, anything like that. You know, we've also got the naughty list that we're doing for the Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Amy's house. It's called the Santa's Naughty List. And you could put anybody you want on the naughty list for $5.
Right.
Okay? And they have the option of either taking themselves off the list, marking themselves off for, you know, $5.
Right.
Or adding someone else, or the person that added them, they can add them to it for $5.
They can get a little receipt going
Exactly.
on, man. You know,
Yeah.
you're going to get me on the naughty list. Well, I'll get you on the
Right.
naughty list.
And it's on the front window of the store, so everybody can see it.
Everybody knows you're
Yeah.
naughty, man. And, you know, I don't know about the people out there, but I wouldn't personally want to be on that list. And I would
Right.
absolutely pay $5 to get off that list.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and it
Yeah.
all goes to a great cause.
It does.
Like,
It really does. And it was kind of a brainchild of mine and Steve Pacor, a buddy of mine. And it went so well last year. It was such a success that we're doing it again this year.
And I tell you, Mike, you know, last year when you guys first started doing it, I remember even me and you having a conversation. I was like, "This is innovative. I've never seen anything like this before."
I don't think there. I've not seen anything like it.
And it was really successful. I remember, man, there was times I would come in last year and you would have this list completely filled.
Yeah.
I mean, really, man, it was like, wow.
It's like,
it was
you know,
so
it's like
popular.
one of the poster boards, you know,
Right.
that we've done. We've got about 6 of them up there right now. I forget how many we had up last year. We just had those things filled up.
I mean, it was continuously,
Yeah.
brother. I mean, one person get off, one person comes on. It
Yep.
just shows how charitable people are, and once again, it shows how cool of an idea that is.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it
know.
worked out really well.
And yeah, man, and you know, just from me being a citizen here of Lincoln, you know, just thank you to GameSwap and you know, you and Jamie for, you know, doing this, man. You know, for giving the people in town an opportunity to give back.
Yeah.
You know, almost like a little bit of a headquarters. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's like,
exactly.
you know, do the naughty list, bring the canned goods, bring the non-perishable food items, bring the toys.
Yes.
You know, that's always my thing, Mike. You know, obviously people need to eat. Obviously, you know,
Yes.
bring the food. You know, I try to donate that as well. But at this time of year, man, I really like going, you know, into the stores and getting the toys.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have kids of my own, and most other than little Boogie,
Yeah.
every kid I've known is grown now, except
Right,
for your little
exactly. I
girl. You
know.
know, so I don't really get to go toy shopping. You know, and,
Yeah.
I don't really go for myself anymore, even though I want to. I think that's a lot of why I
God,
like
I do
doing it.
too.
You know, the hardest part about me at Christmas when I go out and do that is actually giving up the cool toys. You know,
Dude, man, I was in Walmart. And I only go to Walmart like once a year,
right on, right.
and it's usually this time of
About
year.
now, right.
Usually to pick up that stuff for the drives.
Right.
And I was in the toy aisle over there, and they have come out with the reproductions of the Transformers.
Oh, like the Gen 1?
Yeah, the Gen 1 stuff.
dude.
The Starscream and Optimus.
Right.
and they look, just original in the original packaging. And I picked this thing up, man, and it shoots me back to like 1985, 84,
Right.
right in that era where I'm looking at it for the first time.
Holding it in your hand,
Holding
too.
it in my hand, and it's like, oh my God, this is, wow, this was what it, it's just magic.
It's a
It
time
was.
machine, brother.
It was.
It's like going back in time,
Of
man.
course, there was no Walmart here at that time. I think,
Sky City,
Sky City, Roses,
yeah.
anything like that.
Ben Franklin's.
Ben Franklin's, man, it was just,
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
it was just, it just took you back, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah. Mike, we need to do a show on that one day, man. Some of the old places in Lincoln, some of
Yeah,
the old
definitely.
businesses. We'll definitely get to that one, man. That'll be a fun
80s
episode.
toys.
Yeah, that may come up, pretty soon in a podcast, or a podcast, I should say. But, Mike, you were talking about, like, 1983, 84, 85, when we were, 8, 9, 10 years old, kids. We were kids. And, in my opinion, Mike, and obviously nostalgia plays a role, and I think most everybody thinks that their era is the best. They're just like pro wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
But I really think as far as toys go, and I know we're going to get in this deeper when we do a podcast on it, to me, man, the toys of our generation was just
I think so.
the greatest of all time. In fact, I think from that point forward, the only thing the toy manufacturers could do was just try to improve on what they already had.
Right.
Very, very little innovative, toys came out after our generation. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats. I mean, He-Man. Masters of the Universe. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get into that. But Mike, a little bit later on. But Mike, talking about the '80s. Growing up as kids, what I really enjoyed were the holiday TV specials.
God, I still do.
I still do, brother. I still love them.
Yeah.
As
Growing up in the 80s, watching them, hell, even still watching them now. Like you said, with my daughter, because she's just now getting into that. Okay, I want to watch this. I want to see this, and I remember this.
That's the thing,
Right,
man. Right, those formative years,
Right.
like we talk about all the time. This is what she's going through right now.
Right.
These
Yeah.
are the memories she'll carry forever.
Exactly. So, and not all of them were in the 80s. A lot of them started out, in the 60s, 70s.
Exactly.
And even after that, some of the Christmas specials into the 90s and the 2000s, that we were watched and still watch.
And just as good, if not better, than some of the ones we grew up
Yeah.
on. Because, Mike, nostalgia always does play a part,
Yeah.
in our memories and what we talk about. But, you also got to, think about it. When you go back as an adult, like I have this week, because I've done a little quote-unquote research. I've been watching a lot of Christmas specials, which, dude, if anybody knows me, I love the Christmas season. This, so I think people either fall into Halloween or Christmas. That
Right.
seems to always be the two. I'm a Christmas guy.
Yeah.
I love Halloween as well. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
Christmas, man, is just so special to me. But going back and watching some of these specials, I'm like, some of these weren't exactly as good as I remember.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
there was some that were better than I remembered.
For sure. For sure. And you can watch some of them now and kind of get what you missed back then.
The adult humor.
Yeah.
So many of these kids shows had little innuendos in them.
Yeah.
Just little things. In fact, Mike, this might be a good opportunity to bring up maybe one of the first shows that I watched this week, which was the Muppets Family Christmas from 1987, bro.
You were talking to me about this, and I don't remember this one as much as I thought I would.
Oh, man, now, let me just go on record as saying that there were a few that I wasn't as impressed with, and there were a few that I just loved as much now as I did as a kid, and this one was definitely one that I loved just as much as an adult as I did as a kid. I always loved the Muppets, man. I was a Muppet fan ever since I was a kid. I'm still a Muppet fan. Brother, the humor
Right.
in this TV show was just so hilarious, man. The basic premise of the Muppet Family Christmas is Fozzie gets all the Muppets together, and they decide they're going to ride up to Fozzie's mom's farmhouse and surprise her with all the Muppets coming with them,
Right.
Well, what Fozzie don't know, man, is Fozzie's mama had done booked a trip to California. Took 2 weeks of surfing lessons. She's heading out the door about to catch the plane. Who shows up at the door but Fozzie and the whole crew, bro? Pisses Mrs. Fozzie off, bro. But she makes the best of it, man. but it was a great show. I mean, it was festive, man. It was fun. The humor was there.
This is before cell phones and emails, so they kind of got
Exactly.
the wires crossed.
Yeah, and Fozzie probably
Yeah.
was thinking, well, hell, I can just pop in on Mom's. She'd be
Yeah,
cool. It's
yeah.
Christmas, but nah, man, I think Mom's, Fozzie Bear's mama, Mrs. Fozzie Bear, whatever you want to call her. I think she might have a little action lined up in California because she was a little aggravated. But yeah, man, the Sesame Street posse shows
blocking
up.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fozzie Bear, cop blocker extraordinaire.
Oh, you want that turkey?
Oh yeah, man, the turkey shows
Welcome
up.
to the Christmas special.
Yeah.
It might have been the one.
Yeah, man, the turkey shows up, man. The turkey shits all over Big Bird, though, man.
Oh God.
Because the Swedish chef, he's the one to cook up a turkey, so the turkey comes. The turkey's pretty cool. Now, the turkey was fucking with Gonzo's chicken, man. Gonzo had the chicken, Carmelia. I think I'm saying that right. Carmela or whatever.
Camilla.
Camilla, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, dude, Gonzo walks away for 5 minutes. This fucking turkey's over here like on it.
Moving in.
Fucking in, bro. and Gonzo ain't having that shit, man. Gonzo's like, dude. They like threatening to go outside, but you know what got me? Carmilla was like digging it, dude. She was all over that turkey too, and I was like, man, she needs to check herself.
All over that turkey.
But Gonzo, man, Gonzo wasn't having that shit, and it worked out. But the Swedish chef, he's trying to cook the turkey. The turkey straight up shit all over Big Bird, man. The turkey was like, "Don't get me,
jive
look at."
turkey.
He was a fucking jive turkey.
Jive-ass
He was
turkey.
a jive ass fucking turkey, Mike Payne. And I'm telling you what, man, Big Bird is cool, and he was trying to shit all over Big Bird, but Big Bird got out of it. Nobody got cooked, nobody got eaten, but everybody did have a good time.
All right.
But man, one thing I gotta bring up about this. I'm a little perverted, man. I can't lie. I have a dirty mind. It stays in the gutter, dude. It does. It is what it is. Well, Oscar the Grouch, who lives in the trash can in Sesame Street.
All right.
Well, man, all these Muppets and Sesame Street people, and even Fraggle Rock shows up, man. It was cool, man. Everybody was kind of popping in,
Yeah.
But, man, they can't find every room for everybody to sleep. So the rat, goes up to Oscar and says, "Hey, can I sleep in your trash can?" And Oscar's like, "I've never had a rat in my trash can before. Sounds nice." Bro, I think it was a little bit of an anal sex thing, man, just to go ahead and put it on the table. Because it sounded like it, man, the way he did it. It sounded like he wanted a rat in his trash can, is all I'm going to say. And I'm going to go ahead and go home now because I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Again, welcome to the Christmas special, everybody.
P.O. Box.
Wow.
But it was a great show, man. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if that's what Oscar was really meaning, but dude, they would do that shit in these children's episodes, man. They would sneak little inside adult jokes, man, but they were so under the radar that a kid would never catch it. But as an adult, and especially a perverted gutter-minded adult like me, rat in the trash can. Well, what else can that mean? But that was my first little,
Well, what about Miss Piggy?
Oh, dude, Miss Piggy's fucking hot, man.
You're just gonna throw it out there.
I'm just gonna put it out there, dude.
Throw it out there.
The worst thing about Miss Piggy, we never get to see her ass, bro, because I'm sure it's banging, man. Okay. Well,
2, 3, 4.
Fuck, man.
What
I hope nobody I know is listening.
Moving along.
Learning all kinds of new stuff today.
Hey, man, Miss Piggy was smoking, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rats
Thick
and pigs'
blonde,
asses, that's what
buddy.
we're learning
So what,
today.
Puzzle?
We're learning about rats and people's asses and pigs' asses today. Hell, man. Jeez Louise.
All right, Pudsworth, you get back here. Turn his mic down.
Oh my God.
But
Yeah.
but he's not wrong.
He's not.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Well, I'm gonna quit.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
Chop suey. No, I don't know. Soy, pig. Soy, I don't know, man.
Pork chop.
Shit.
Pork Chop Express, man.
Pork chop.
Jesus.
Pork chop.
Oh, boy. All right, man. Let's move. Dude, this is fucking breaking down quickly.
So, I mean, what do
This is
you
breaking
think? What do you
down.
think? Is that definitely a recommend? You
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
recommend.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I was going to, at the end of the episode, I was going to give my top 3 Christmas
Yeah.
specials that I've watched this week. That's definitely my top 3,
Okay.
man. Don't know
Okay.
where it ranks exactly. Probably number 2. I'll get to my number 1 in a little while, and my number 3 as well. But probably right now, that's going to be my number 2. Oh, phenomenal show, man.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna throw out one that I hadn't seen in years, and I just watched it the other day. I watched it with Victoria, and It's called Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, it's got, you know, basically, you know, it's a play on the original Christmas Carol story, but you know, with the Disney characters in it. And it came out. I want to say it came out in the 80s.
That sounds familiar.
83.
I remember that.
Dude, this one was really good. And I'm not big on Disney stuff.
Right.
I'm not super huge on Disney stuff, but this was really, really good. It had Scrooge McDuck playing, you know, Scrooge,
Right.
obviously.
Works out.
Yeah.
I'd be
And,
pissed if he didn't.
Oh yeah. But no, there was it was a time where Disney was still Disney, but Disney was a little more lax,
Right.
you
Man.
know,
They weren't
in their stuff.
not as corporate, maybe.
Right.
Right.
You know, you had the Spirit of Christmas Future, you know. God, I can't remember the actual Disney character's name.
Wasn't it like
The big dog.
dog? It was a dog. Yeah,
yeah.
like Goofy, but not Goofy.
Right,
but
and he was smoking a cigar.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
remember,
that was
yes.
No,
Yeah.
Pete.
Pete. Yeah,
Pete.
Yeah.
It is Pete. Yeah.
And he's smoking a cigar.
Right.
You know, and it's like, oh man, you know, you would never see that now.
Oh hell no, man.
You know, you probably wouldn't even see that maybe 5 or 7 years later. You know, in the 90s,
Going into
you
the
would
90s.
not see that at all.
And you know, Mike, I'll talk a little bit more about these other shows a little bit more in depth, man. Like Rudolph, obviously we'll talk about Rudolph. I know we got a lot to say about Rudolph actually this year. But man, you know, UConn's got a gun on his side.
Yeah.
What was the other special I watched, man? I believe it may have been, I can't remember if it was Frosty or what. But once again, it had a water pistol.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was a couple guns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, there were guns and
yeah.
smoking in these shows,
Oh, yeah,
man,
for
from
sure.
the 60s on up to the 80s. So what,
He
Punch?
had a corn pipe in his mouth.
Frosty, yeah, he did.
Corn cob pipe.
Yeah, sure
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
But no, this is a really good one, and you know they even, you know, through that sequence, you know, they even put out there that you know Tiny Tim, you know, had died.
Oh right.
You
Oh,
know,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a little
it was like-
dark.
it was because there's Mickey, you know, sitting at Tiny Tim's grave, and he's crying.
Right.
And I was like, man, this is heavy.
For
you
a
know,
kid.
for that, yeah, you know, definitely for that. But you know, of course, you know, they go through and you know, Scrooge McDuck, you know,
He
makes
finds the spirit of Christmas.
exactly. You know, it all comes together at the end, and it was really, really good. I don't think I can put it over enough. Is just how good this one really was, and it wasn't that, you know, 90s into now Disney.
Right. Right.
You know,
It
it
was-
was definitely a solid, good Christmas special.
It was almost like, man, it was during their, God, maybe golden age isn't the right word, but there was definitely a spike. Maybe once again, that's the nostalgia speaking, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, but it does seem to me, because I liked some Disney stuff. I'm like you, man, I wasn't the biggest Disney fan,
Right.
you know. But, like,
And it wasn't a musical either.
bro, I've heard so much singing this week. Jeez.
Oh, I can imagine.
Louises, man.
There was, I don't think there was any singing in Mickey's Christmas Carol at all, except for like, you know, you'd hear the
Yeah,
you know,
some
in the
stuff
background, but yeah.
Oh,
But
bro.
no, they didn't break out in the song. You know, it was boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
The last 5 minutes of the Muppets, maybe the last 7 minutes, honestly, was just a musical number. Well, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Muppets, though.
Yeah,
I mean, the
it's the
Muppets,
Muppets.
was always, you know, into singing. But, you know, man, I'm not a huge musical fan. I think we talked about that when the Fellowship of the Ring was in here. But when it comes to Christmas specials, I lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I want to talk about. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the table, bro.
Yeah.
My favorite. Let's just go. I'm gonna put it down right now, man. My favorite Christmas special I watched over this week, and I think it was probably my favorite one. And I want to go ahead and get into this one a little early, because we may have a lot to talk about. And I don't know if you've watched it recently or not, but it was the Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas special.
I did.
Oh, bro, there's a lot going on in that show, buddy.
Holy moly.
I mean, geez, Louise, man. You had so many guest stars popping into this thing just for real brief moments of time, man.
Oh man.
I mean, who was it that came in? Was it Jaja?
Yeah.
Just for like 30 seconds, man.
Yeah.
She came in, hey, I'm Jaja, you know, I love you, Pee Wee, and left. Charo was
Yeah.
there playing Feliz Navidad.
Oh my.
But, bro, oh, man, it was the highlight of Pee Wee's Christmas special to me was the musical number done by the one and only, the 1980s very own Grace Jones.
Yeah.
Playing little drummer boy.
Can you imagine?
bro.
Can you imagine?
Man, I don't know if that clip is on YouTube or not. The whole special's on YouTube, so you can see
Oh,
the
for
whole
sure.
thing on YouTube. But I think, back in the 90s, man, I experimented with some psychedelics. I'm not going to tell myself too much here. I'm not going to put it all out there. But in the 90s, I had some experiments I would do here and there, in the mid-90s.
Sure.
When people would ask me what that was like, I never could explain it. You can't really explain a psychedelic experience.
no.
I think the closest thing I've ever seen that could come close to explaining what a psychedelic experience would be Grace Jones' musical number. It's like, watch that 5-minute segment and imagine that for about 8 to 16 hours. And that's what a psychedelic experience. That's the closest I can give you. It's not the greatest thing ever. It's not too terribly terrifying. In a way it can be.
Yeah.
It was,
For sure.
bro. It was insane, man. The whole show was insane. It was the perfect Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas special. It was damn near perfect, man.
Let's see who
And it's
all,
my favorite.
let's see who all was guest starring on that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Annette Funicello, dude.
Frankie Avalon, Annette Funicello,
Dude.
Charo, Grace Jones.
Grace Jones is yes,
Katie Lang.
yes.
Donna Shore.
Little Richard.
Little Richard.
Cher.
Cher.
Dude, they made so many sharing jokes during when Cher was on there. The Del Rubio triplets, man.
Oh my God.
That-
These girls.
But people may not remember. I forgot
Yeah.
completely about them until I watched this again.
What do I remember them from? They were from
They
Married
did-
with Children.
Married with Children,
Yes.
man. Yes, yeah.
They were part of the Winker clan.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that one. White bastard hit through the door.
That's it, brother. Who else was in this thing, man? Magic Johnson, Zsa Zsa Gabor. Who else? Whoopi Goldberg,
Whoopi Goldberg.
Joan Rivers, and
Oh.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, fucking Winfrey. You believe this?
It was perfect, man.
You believe this?
I say the Greens Jones segment was like the psychedelic experience. To be completely honest with you, the entire show would be closer to the full experience of psychedelics, man. But
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, bro.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. Little Richard. It tripped me out when Little Richard showed up, man. But, dude, what I thought was hilarious about this thing is, it wasn't a Pee Wee's Playhouse. It was a special. So they had a special introduction.
Right.
But, they're coming out. It's like starring Cherry, Globy, Terry, out of nowhere, Annette. Annette
Yeah.
Funicello just pops in.
Oh,
And then it goes back to the puppets. And it goes like, Randy, Zombie. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And she was the only star that did it. It was so random and just stuck in the middle. But, man, the best part was what they did to Frankie and Annette, dude. Pee Wee made them basically slave labor, bro. He made them stuff 1,000 Christmas cards. And they said, we're getting hungry. He's like, here, take some bread and water.
Right.
Pee Wee straight up enslaved them motherfuckers, man.
Here's the thing, and here's how this whole thing with Annette kind of comes back around. Is she was a part of the Mickey's,
Right.
one of the first Mickey's Clubhouse
Right.
members. That's just taking the leak on the Disney.
Oh,
The
bro.
whole, the whole thing.
I'm talking just, man, hosed
But
out,
we didn't
bro.
know, that was the thing. We didn't know then,
Right.
that, okay, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and I guess, man, that's why he was showing them being enslaved.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they couldn't do anything, man. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, can we go play? No, you got to
No.
finish. But what tripped me out, I was like, hey, we're getting hungry. He's like, well, here's some bread and water. I'm like, Jesus, man. And then they're like, we're finally finished with 1,000 envelopes, and he told them to go do something else.
What was the magic word on that?
Year.
Ah!
You need to listen to the show.
Everybody, if y'all are listening on headphones right now, we apologize. Because I have my headphones on, and goddamn it. That shit hurt.
This is word of the day.
You didn't see that coming?
No, I didn't, man. God damn it.
Oh.
But, bro, I got to tell you, man, I could almost do a whole podcast just on Pee Wee's Christmas special alone, man.
Right.
There was just so much going on, man. But that was my favorite one of everything I watched.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, man. I love Pee Wee.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan. I always will be a fan. And, brother, this one was
Fantastic.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
5 out of 5, man.
sure.
I mean, just, God. Great shit, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take it kind of up about a decade. And one of our first introductions to this particular show was the Christmas special that they had that we watched and got us hooked from the very beginning.
I think I know where you're going with this, but
And that was the South Park Christmas.
Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky.
Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. I watched that one yesterday.
My God. It changed a lot of stuff.
Man, you know, South Park changed a lot of stuff by itself, man. But this episode, dude.
Man.
I mean, well, for one, it's where we're introduced to the Kyle's Mom's a Big Fat Bitch song.
Yeah. Yep.
I forgot it was that early.
When I first heard that, I was in the floor.
Dying,
Just
man.
in the
Dying.
floor.
Dying.
Just, it was like, and here's Mr. Hanky. On top of that, it's a talking turd.
It's a turd.
It's a talking Christmas turd.
That really only Kyle can see.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean.
Well, everybody else can see it.
But it's a regular turd.
It's a regular turd.
It ain't got. It's lifeless. It's lifeless, man. But when Mr. Hanky jumps on Cartman, and it just looked like Kyle threw a turd on him.
That's a real crazy.
It was
No,
so
dude.
fucking hilarious, man.
The part that kills me is when they're in Mr. Mackey's office and
Oh god.
he winds up in Mr.
And it's coffee.
Mackey's coffee.
And it's coffee.
Kyle, this is disgusting.
Did he say something like it tasted kind of nutty or something?
What's got that taste?
It's a little nutty. Oh
That
man,
coffee's a little nutty.
dude, what was so hilarious, man?
Oh God.
Cause that, you know, once again, man, I forgot that was in their first season. I thought that was like,
Oh,
you know, I
no,
guess
dude.
it got, you know, lost over the years.
Yeah.
But it was so innovative, man. But they just showed how everybody was bitching about everything.
Yeah.
Dude. Really a precursor to today's
Pretty much, yeah.
society.
Yeah.
You know-
Because you had everybody talking about, well, you can't have this in the Christmas play.
Yeah, Jesus, cause
Yeah.
Kyle was a Jew, you know,
Right,
was
right.
Jewish, man.
Well,
right.
you can't have the lights in there because of people with epilepsy.
Epilepsy, yeah.
And
Yeah.
just everything in between. So it was basically stripped down to I think Mr. Garrison had gotten like Philip Glass to do the score, and there was like this weird like
like interpretive,
interpretive dance for Christmas. Yeah, it was.
It's hilarious.
It was, man. It was,
wow.
but it was just way ahead of its time too.
Oh,
you know,
brother, you talking light years. What I love most about that episode, what I should say, what made me a little nostalgic and miss something about that show was Chef. Because Chef was the one like,
yeah.
because he's like, you're talking about Mr. Hanky. You know,
Yeah.
Chef was always
Oh,
kind of the
yeah.
one, to tie it all together. But, Mike, you talk about how that episode really, took it and just kind of ran with it, and kind of brought South Park out and really, kind of pushed him to the forefront. Well, Mike, there's another animated TV show that actually started out as a Christmas special. And it was just a little show, man. It ran for a few years. It was called what's the name of it, man? It's got the kid and the dad.
You got
It was a little popular.
Spiky head,
they were yellow, man.
the
Eat My Shorts
Sam's-
guy.
The
The Simpsons, maybe. Simpsons. That
That's
was it.
right.
That was just a little old show, man, that gained a little bit of popularity over the years.
Yep.
But that was their first episode, first original full-length episode, was the Christmas episode where basically Homer goes and bets all the Christmas money on the dog, Santa's little helper. Obviously, the dog loses.
At the dog track.
At the dog track, I didn't actually watch it this week, man. It's another one that was on my list, but I did want to discuss it because still remember it for the most part.
And he has to take the job as the mall Santa.
That's right.
And Bart goes down there. Of course, Bart doesn't believe
Pulls
anymore.
his
And he
beard.
just pulls his beard, and he finds out his dad is like, well, first it was like the line I always remember as a kid. The first time I heard it was like, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Yes, yeah. That was
He just said hell.
a cartoon.
Cartoon.
Before 10 o'clock.
Oh, what?
It's
In a Christmas show.
At Christmas.
In a Christmas show.
And this was before 10 o'clock at night, too, man. You might catch a hell on Arsenio from time to time. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Not on a cartoon.
On a cartoon, man, saying hell? Nah, bro.
It was just like the gates opened up at that point, and
then South Park comes out later, Family Guy,
juvenile
obviously.
delinquent is, just unleashed.
Yes,
Yeah.
and society kind of changed.
Yeah.
I mean, really, dude, the
I was
Simpsons were very just, God, man, they were so important.
I was
Mhm.
like, what, late 80s?
Probably about 80.
Yeah, 89.
89. Is it? Look that up for us, Puzzworth. Hell, why are you asking us, Puzzworth?
Yeah,
I think it was
it's 89.
Shit, man, you tell
Because I
me.
want to say Married with Children and Tracy Ullman started in 87.
About 87, yeah.
So it was giving them a 2-year run just on those shorts on Tracy Ullman.
Right.
So 89, I think, right at the end of 89.
It sounds, yeah, I know it was in the 80s, late 80s. That sounds about right,
Yeah.
man. But, dude, I mean, once again, you know, just showing how this, God, man, it's a socially important show.
Yeah.
Started as a Christmas special.
Yeah.
December 17th, 1989.
89, man. Toward the end of 89,
Yeah.
so it was right there, man. Dude, should we even talk about the Star Wars Christmas special? Should we even talk about it? I mean, it
Yeah, I think we
introduces
should.
it introduces to Boba Fett.
I mean, there it is, you know.
I mean,
It was
did.
there.
It was there.
I
Forgot
wasn't
about
there.
that.
I didn't watch it originally.
No.
I don't remember
This
when I was a
was
kid.
78, 79.
I think it was, yeah, about 78 possibly. I don't remember it as a kid, man, but I obviously went
definitely
on
not.
later on to
Yeah.
watch it. And, brother, it's something.
Oh, yeah, it's
it's-
definitely something.
It's very 70s.
For sure.
I think it's one of the most 70s
It
things
is.
I've ever seen.
It is
November
super.
17th, 1978.
78, man. 78.
And I watched it. I was like,
It's a little weird,
I was
man.
like, okay, because that first half was just like,
Yeah.
saying,
It's weird.
Now, the animated part
It was great.
was cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Great, man. Yeah.
Let me see this
Do you
cast of
think-
characters in here.
Do you think if they gave the Wookiee some subtitles, man, it would have been a little better?
Mm,
I mean, I don't
I think it would have thrown it off, honestly.
think it would have
Really?
hurt it. I don't see
Yeah,
how it could
sometimes
definitely
it
hurt
just
it.
just throwing it off.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, how much more?
Star Wars
You
movie.
can throw it off a cliff.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't know,
Look
man.
at this. Look at this. All right. Let's go back here and look at this cast here.
For one, we had most of the originals.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. With a couple added players. B. Arthur.
Golden Girl Extraordinaire.
Okay.
Hey, why not? You
All
know,
right.
Art Carney
Art Carney.
from the Honeymooners. fame.
Yeah. That's,
and other things, obviously. you
Right.
know. I don't know who that is.
Diane Carroll.
I don't remember her. Jefferson Starship, though.
Jefferson Starship.
You know, it had its upswings. You know,
Okay.
they built this Katana. you know.
Right, right.
Katina, not
Yeah.
Katana. Jesus.
Was
Harmon-
it Starship by then?
Yeah,
I guess they had
yeah.
just-
Starship built this city on rock and roll, bro.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I mean from Jefferson Airplane to Starship.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah.
Is
by
that
this
about
time.
that time?
Yeah.
Wow.
By this point, man, yeah.
So is that credited to Star Wars that they?
Starship, Star Wars. Hey, man, maybe might have a little bit of a connection there.
Hey,
a little
when
bit
did they
of
stop
time.
using airplane and start using Starship as a name? Let's find that out. All right, let's see who else. Harvey Korman. Harvey Korman to
man.
me is one of the greatest comedians
Absolutely.
of all time.
Iconic.
But he is lost in this thing.
Well, hell, man. I mean, Jesus,
This is a
bro.
man that could do anything.
almost.
I mean, he could play,
Excuse me.
like the Victorian era, the period. He could do the cowboy Wild West period.
Yes,
and,
yep.
and make it funny.
This one, he gave it hell.
He did.
He gave it hell.
He
man.
did.
They all really did.
They did.
They really.
Yeah.
It was just, man. I don't know if it was too much partying going. It was a wild time in the '70s. You know, they were
Yes.
coming off the success of Star
Sure.
Wars. They're the biggest stars in the world at this point. Man, maybe they just. I don't know, brother. Maybe they just kind of threw it against the wall to see if it would stick. And unfortunately, it didn't stick. But we did get Boba Fett from
Yeah.
it. So
I got the Jefferson Airplane thing. It was after 72 when it broke up.
72. So
Yeah.
that's when they
So when
started.
Starship.
74.
74.
Oh, we
yeah.
damn, they were way
Yeah,
ahead.
I didn't know it was that
Huh.
early.
I didn't
I
either.
thought it was around 77, 78.
Shit,
but
I didn't
yeah.
either. Wow.
Well, hey, man, we learned a little bit about Jefferson Starship / airplane today.
There you
know?
go.
Hey, man. They did. They built that city on rock and roll.
All right.
I remember
Grace
that.
Jones.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, man, let's talk a little bit about a movie. I guess, I know this is more or less TV specials, but this was a movie that only showed during Christmas. And I know I talked to you a little bit about it over this week, Mike. This was actually one of my favorite Christmas movies growing up. And I can say that I have not watched this movie Man, I guess in over 30 years. You know, man. I mean, seriously, I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Okay.
And I even forgot the name of it. I had to do some Google searching here and there, and I figured out what the name of the movie was. The name of the movie is The Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
I am not familiar with that.
Do you not remember that one, man?
No.
Pudsworth, you don't remember. Puds, it'd be a little before your time, brother. I think this movie came out in 1983.
3 years before I was no two years before I was born.
Yeah, so you were still over in England, man. You could gleam in your daddy's eye, and but yeah, just a sparkle, brother. But man, I love this movie.
Just a little Jack in his Union.
Just a little bit.
Oh, I was a little troll in the box.
But I tell you what, Pudsworth, do me a favor, man. I want you to look up the quotes for me, because I want to read a quote from this movie, man. You can just look up the greatest Christmas pageant ever quotes, and it should be one of the first ones to pop up. But man, I gotta say, I loved this movie as a kid. And hold on one second. Let me see here, Pudsworth. Is this what you got for me, man?
Yes, popped up.
Let's see here. Oh man, I can't find it. Let's see here. I hope you just bear with me, Puds. I just want to see if I can find this quote. It was one of the best quotes I've ever heard, and I can't find it, man. Basically, let me just go ahead, instead of looking up here and rambling on, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of paraphrase it. Basically,
No, please keep rambling.
well, I do it anyway. No, man, basically, the premise of the story is there's this family. It's really a sad story. Let me just go ahead and put this out here, man. I got a lot to say about the greatest Christmas pageant ever, man. I got a little bit to say about this thing.
Uh-huh.
For one, man, the story itself is really sad. There's, I think, 5 siblings. I believe it's either 5 or 6 siblings. I can't remember. They're dirt poor, man. And they always show them dirty. Like, they would literally have dirt on them, you know. Like they would make them look like the poorest kids.
Was this an animated?
No, this is live action.
Oh, live action.
This is
okay,
live action,
okay,
brother.
okay.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
right.
Yeah, and like I say, man, it's a sad story because these kids are dirt poor, literally dirty. I mean, they made them look as dirty and poor as you can get,
Right.
man. I mean, even probably to the point of being a little exploitive, you know. The father leaves town, and one thing they say in this show was like nobody blamed him, and I'm like, whoa.
Holy.
Which I'm going to talk a little bit about 80s culture versus today's culture
Okay,
just
okay.
through this movie alone. And the mother worked all the time, so she was a single mom
Yeah.
and couldn't really discipline her kids. So these kids were troublemakers. They were bullies,
Mhm.
and none of the other kids liked them. And all this stuff. Well, man, you know, they're bullying one of the main other characters, you know, one of the other students or whatever. And the student's like, you know, the bully, the Herdmans, the name of the family is the Herdmans. One of the kids steals this other kid's dessert. Well, the kid's like, man, you can have all the dessert I want because I get all the dessert I want in church. You know what I'm saying? He's putting over church. So what the Herdmans do, well, hell, they go to church to get the free food. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody in church ain't liking that shit. You know, go figure. Oh, hell, man, poor people in church can't have that. I mean, they clean out the collection plate. Dude, it's hilarious. I mean, there's parts in this movie, man, that I was tripping on. But one of the quotes, man, and I'm going to paraphrase his quotes, is the little girl who's not the Herdman. She was like, nobody liked the Herdmans. They would drink wine, smoke cigars, and cuss their teachers. And I'm like, well, shit, man, they sound like the heroes.
All right.
But, man, it's really, like I said, it's a sad story. But anyway, they're doing the pageant. And the lead of the pageant, or the lead role, is Mary. So there's this real yuppie, preppy girl. You know, she's real proper, you know, churchgoer type, you know. And, well, one of the mean girls, the Herdman girls, pushes her in the bathroom and basically threatens her if she goes for the role because she wants to be Mary.
Right.
And she actually tells her, if you're trying to be Mary, I'm going to stuff a pussy willow seed in your ear, and it'll grow, and you will always have a pussy willow growing in your head. So she was like, hell no, man, I ain't going to go out for Mary. Bottom line, all the Herdmans get the parts, all the main parts.
Uh-huh.
They bully and intimidate all the other kids to not do it, man.
It's the government.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, man, they're like the fucking government, Putz. You're right. And, fuck, man.
That's what?
Dude, man. And then, man, like it shows a little girl, man, they're like smoking cigars. Like the fireman gets called because they think the place is on fire. She's in here smoking a cigar. And these are kids, man. Like, you know, probably the oldest kid is probably 12. You know, yeah, we're looking at a picture right now, and it just shows how young these kids are, man. But anyway, at some point, there's a picture of Mary holding the baby.
They all look like they just smell shit.
They
like
do,
all
man.
the time.
No, they did it, man. They did it on purpose. I mean, they're dirty as fuck, man. They got like red
Well,
mud
just,
on them and
just
shit.
the look on all their faces is like they just smell shit like all the
Oh,
time.
well, yeah, man. They probably put real shit on them to put over to put it over.
Oh my God.
Talk about getting into your
This
roles.
is not a Hallmark movie, right? Right.
But man, well, here's the thing, man, about it. At the end, like I said, they're just mean, man. They smoke, they cuss, they raise hell. Well, the main bad girl, and she's like the leader, kind of like the leader of the bad kids. She has a moment, man. She's looking at this picture of Mary holding baby Jesus. It's just like a painting, and she has a moment. And I guess the Holy Spirit calls to her or whatnot. And, she like starts crying, man. And just in that instant, she becomes a good person and quits being a little asshole. And, the play goes on without a hitch. But they throw their own little bit of spice into it. And it made it the best Christmas pageant ever. And, brother, this is one of the ones.
Well, from the look of it, it looked like they may have sprinkled meth on it.
Well, dude, I mean, they were kind of putting over, like, how poor they were. Like, the welfare lady would come to the house. I mean, shit like that, man. Really, it was sad.
Yeah.
But it... Do I now, Puzzler?
Trans Am shirt.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can see, man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching or looking at a picture of these kids.
Right.
And I encourage you, if you're not familiar with the best Christmas pageant ever from 1983, look it up, man, and check it out. It's on YouTube. The whole movie's on YouTube.
So this is a picture of. Are those the same kids?
No, that was I put brother was a pageant. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was actually a live play. See, cause the reason I remember this, Mike, is we did a play in my elementary school, and I was in that play.
Of this?
Of that.
Really?
Yeah, yes, man. Yes.
Originally
And it was the only play I've ever been in, and it was that. That's why I remember it so vividly from when I was a kid, because we watched the movie in school before we did the play.
What grade was that?
Damn, dude, I can't remember. It's elementary, man. I can't remember if it was 4th, 5th grade, something like that. But yeah, brother, it was a great
man. Because what? We never had any plays like that.
Yeah, we did. Honest to God, man. Unless my
we
memories.
did a fucking hee-haw.
Well, you went to West Lincoln, man.
No, this was at Howard's Creek.
What West Lincoln?
Well, hell, listen.
Oh, the big goddamn mecca of Howard's Creek. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you're so cosmopolitan.
Listen, jack off.
I went to Howard's Creek, motherfucker.
That was just right outside town. Where'd you go to elementary school at?
Battleground.
Oh, God.
Battleground, motherfucker. And it was a battleground.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be.
That's why y'all are doing fucking plays about little rough-ass kids. That's why y'all doing rough-house kid plays.
That's why you motherfuckers doing hee-haw.
Y'all all get the parts.
Yeah. Who wants to
We got a show going on at 8 a.m.
We got a midday.
10 a.m.
But 2 hours on the dot, motherfucker. Jesus.
All of you are in.
Everybody gets the part. Who plays the poor kid? Oh, you motherfucker. Damn it, man. You got me in tears over here. But, yeah, man, we did, man. And
that's not reflecting anything upon battleground schools.
No.
Fantastic schools.
That's Mike Payne at P.O. But nah, man, this is one of those shows, in the beginning of the podcast, I said there was some that I actually enjoyed more as an adult. This was one of them, man. But, I thought it was...
That's crazy, though, man. I'm just so blown away. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and, man, I'll tell you the truth, dude. And I don't like getting political or social political. We have other means for that nowadays. Yeah. But one thing I noticed, man, this show or this movie was very... Christian friendly. Let's put it like that. It was based in a church. It was based around a church play. It starts out in Sunday school. It's very, like I said, it has a lot of religious overtones. Right. Obviously, I will say, man, as far as all the specials I watched, this one was the only one that really, the reason for the season. You know what I'm saying? Right. That really had that there. But Mike, once again, not to get on a soapbox or anything, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think that would fly today. Being so openly Christian,
right?
Because right off the bat, man, when the little girl's talking about the Hermans, the father's like, "Well, that's not a very Christian thing to say." I mean, and I'm like, "Whoa, back in the '80s, you could be a Christian."
Yeah.
But now, man, I don't know if it will fly now.
Right.
That's all I want to say about that. It kind of trips me out. Then it's just such a short period of time, right. Not even a lifetime, that we see a kind of a little bit of a shift socially from what's acceptable versus. What might be a little questionable now, and even talking about religion at that point, man, it could have had a negative influence today. But it is a wonderful family movie, man. This is great for all ages, just because it does get a little, it's kids, man, so it's not going to get too bad, and it is absolutely a family movie, and I do suggest if you've not seen it or if you haven't seen it since you're a kid, Check it out, man. Your kids will probably like it. If you got kids out there, I highly, highly recommend it. It's probably my number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be my number 3 right there.
Well, let's talk about a Christmas special that has no redeeming religious values whatsoever.
My kind of special.
Yeah. And that would be the He-Man Christmas. I'll get it out.
I fucking just spit my coffee back in my cup, man. I didn't watch it.
The He-Man.
I didn't watch it on purpose. I didn't
You didn't watch it?
on purpose. I didn't watch it on purpose.
Damn it! Why
man.
not?
Dude, I couldn't bring myself, man. I was about to hit play twice this week, and I'm like,
I grew up in an era, we both did, where He-Man was He-Man was it, man.
Dude, that was probably my
was it.
favorite toy line. honestly.
Toy line for sure. And even when we
love
were
the cartoon.
kids, loved the cartoons as kids.
Hell, I like the movie. Honestly, man. I love the fucking movie. Well, I didn't love the movie. I liked the movie.
Let's
Well, we'll get to that.
let's pull back. Let's pull back those.
Don't get so excited.
Let's pull back those reins on that.
The reindeer range?
Yeah. I look back
Okay.
at He-Man, the cartoon, even She-Ra. Hell, it was a cartoon. She-Ra was on, and watch She-Ra.
Yeah.
Those are the worst fucking cartoons of the 80s,
Oh, man.
without a doubt.
I don't know, man. Are you talking about just the Christmas special or the show in
No,
general?
the shows in general.
See, I haven't really sat down to watch it in a long time. I loved them when I was a kid, man. I loved He-Man as a kid. I loved the cartoons as a kid. I don't know about now, man. I tried watching the Christmas special about 3 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and that's why I couldn't bring myself to. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I
There are parts of it that are just, they're funny, in like totally ridiculous, funny way.
Right.
This is one of those shows, and with the special as well, that you sit around, and you drink or you smoke up, and you just riffed on it.
You're right, man. You just
Yeah.
roast the fuck out of
Yeah.
it. Right.
Otherwise, it is there's nothing there's nothing of substance in this entire series.
Like I said, man, I did enjoy it. Now, I will say there is one redeeming thing in that series.
Mhm.
From what I can tell as an adult. Once again, I haven't really watched it. Skeletor was pretty cool.
I hate his,
Really?
no, because here's the
The
thing.
voice?
It could have been the voice. I could have overlooked the voice. But I guess you go back to that too. You can go back to Christmas on this. Get my first He-Man toys at Christmas. He-Man, Skeletor, Man at Arms, Many Faces.
Right.
And what you kind of played out just went totally different on that fucking show.
Oh, I never actually played out the cartoon, man. Never. My shit was good.
Skeletor was by and by the stupidest villain.
What?
He was an idiot.
Oh, it's
His
oh,
henchmen
yeah.
were idiots. Just complete, total bumblefucks.
But man, hey, look, dude, you can say the same thing about Cobra Commander
Absolutely
to a fucking degree, man.
Absolutely you
know,
can.
I'm just
It's the
saying.
same pattern. A dumb bumblefuck.
But I mean, it's a cartoon, man. I mean, they can't really be out here, like causing a Holocaust or anything.
No, but
I mean, shit, man, I don't want nightmares.
make it a legitimate, just a legitimate threat.
I tell you, man.
He's evil. He's Skeletor. He's got a goddamn skeleton head.
He's basically
with muscles.
He's basically a jacked up Grim Reaper.
Yes.
Is what he was, man. He was a jacked up Grim Reaper.
And I remember seeing Beastman for the first time as a figure. Looking at this guy.
Badass,
This
man.
guy is badass.
Badass.
This
man.
guy. That's all you hear.
He was bronze, man. He wasn't brains.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, let me ask.
Merman. This guy. Oh my God, this is the dumbest
See,
shit.
I like
ever.
Merman because I could impersonate him. We'd be at school like, I'll hit you, He-Man. Shit like that. Hey,
Do you laugh at that, or are you in fear of that?
Are you laughing at it or with it?
Oh my God.
Hey, well, let me ask you, man. Did you ever watch the latest? Well, I don't know if it was the latest or not, but they did a different He-Man cartoon. I think in the early 2000s. About
Yeah,
2000.
yeah.
That was actually pretty
That
good,
was
man.
solid, but it didn't last.
It didn't last
it
that
just
long,
couldn't
man.
capture that.
I was mad because they showed Hordak. I was like, ended. That was like,
That was good, man.
Hordak was
That
good.
was good.
In the
oh
original.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hordak was really good.
But yeah, Skeletor can be a
hell.
little.
I like Hordak.
But I like how Skeletor's kind of got a new social relevance now. You see a lot of memes with him, and so
Yeah.
I do think that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, I couldn't bring
My
myself
God.
to. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, man. But Mike, I tell you,
It's tough. It is. It is really tough.
is. Well, man, I tell you another one I want to talk about. Can't talk too much about it because I know we're getting almost to the halfway, and I want the second half, man. Where we'll talk probably more about the classics,
Yeah.
man. Because obviously we haven't really touched on like Rudolph and Frosty and the Grinch. We haven't really talked about them too much yet. We'll definitely get them in the second hour. I watched the Fat Albert one last night.
Oh my God.
It was tremendous, man.
Absolutely, it is.
Tremendous, man.
Everything. Let me tell you what. And I went back just because of that and started watching a lot of Fat Albert episodes.
It's good stuff,
That
man.
show is so good and
is.
so solid, and everything about it is funny, and just it has a point.
Yeah, it had relevance,
just,
man.
It did. It really
It
did.
really did. It was one of the
Especially the
few.
time and era. God, there was nothing like it.
No, and man, just to take that a step further, man, as far as I can think and remember, there wasn't a whole lot of black shows, man,
No.
or any cartoons that I can remember.
Nope.
And it was very relevant, man. It was real. It was still fun. It was
Yeah.
still
Yeah. Oh yeah.
all
for sure.
all
Yeah.
kids could enjoy
Yeah.
this show, man. White, black, whatever, man. All
Yep.
kids can enjoy this show. But it did have that certain element of a little bit of realism, man.
Yeah.
It never got like dark and gritty or anything.
No.
But it definitely
Well, some episodes,
could.
some episodes could for sure.
it walked a little bit of a line,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But it was a great.
They
But
bring
man,
it back, definitely.
Well, it was like the one last night, man, with the Christmas special, dude. The clubhouse was about to get evicted. This pregnant lady shows up. I can't remember, man. I was doing some other stuff. I was
Mhm.
doing some PUD business. I kind of had it in the background. But it has some dark things. In other words, man, they're about to lose their place.
Realistic.
It was realistic,
Yeah.
man. And you had the mean, overly wealthy landlord who just didn't want to come off with it.
Mhm.
He found the Christmas spirit, man, hooked him up. Obviously, everything worked out,
Right.
man. But like I said, I didn't get to put as much, I guess, attention into it as I would like to have. But I caught enough to get the gist of it and to see how just fantastic. It's not my top 3, bro, but it is, man.
Oh, for sure.
It is knocking on the door, bro. If there's an honorable mention, then that one definitely gets it.
Yeah.
Definitely gets it. Well, Mike, bro, you feel like taking a little break? Or
Yeah, let's go for it.
I'll tell you what, man, before we take a break, I want to kind of line up what we're about to do here, man. We're going to go off the Christmas theme just a little bit because, last week, Mike, we played a song by the band Wrestling.
Yes.
The name of the song was WrestleMania 6. So that's actually the second time we've played it.
Uh-huh.
Got a lot of positive feedback. And Mike, I'm a music guy.
Oh, yeah.
Man, me and you actually, for the PUDs out there listening who may not know the history of Mike Payne and Jason Finger, we actually met each other and became friends playing music
Yes.
together. It wasn't pro wrestling.
No, believe it or not.
It was, you were playing the drums, I was
Yep.
playing the bass for the most
Yep.
part. And, so music's always been very important to me. And it still is. I still play. I still try to keep my chops up and everything. Well, I have put over a radio show on this show several times, and I got to put him over one more time, and that's Papa Jack over at
Oh, yeah.
WTAU P Ridge Nation. One of my little traditions I like to do per week, Mike's when we get done here, and I go home and I start doing some of the post-production stuff, I like to put his show on in the background.
Yes.
Brother, I hear so many good songs.
Oh, I know.
There's one song he's been playing, and it got in my head. I played it for you,
Yeah.
here just a couple days ago. And I'm like, bro, I would like to play another song. I like to, I like that.
Absolutely.
I like to do that. And, obviously, given our format, we can only play, one song.
Right, right.
And I wanted to make sure that it was something that hopefully everybody will enjoy this song as much as I did. But I reached out to the band. Once again, the band was super cool. I actually got in touch with their management. Management was like, hell yeah, dude, you can use any song you want. Just put us over,
Yeah, yeah.
which is exactly what we're about to do right now. The name of the band is The Bad Somethings,
Yes.
and the name of this song is My Bike.
Yeah.
And once again, a special shout out
So good.
to brother. I hope it gets stuck in y'all's head like it's been stuck in my head. It's one of the most catchiest tunes I've heard in a long
For
time.
sure.
And this is an independent act. Like them on Facebook. We'll definitely be posting up links. Support these guys, help spread the word, man. But anyway, without any further ado, this is The Bad Somethings, My Bike.
I'm being chased by a chihuahua. It bit my ankle now. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night. I like to ride my bike alone on a Saturday night.
I like to ride my bike. Mike, bro.
Dude.
I'm gonna have that song stuck in my. I've already had it stuck
Oh,
in my
yeah.
head for like 2 weeks, man. That once again, that was the Bad Somethings. My bike. Definitely go like these guys.
Good
Check
stuff.
out. Oh, brother, man. We're gonna talk about that song a little bit, but definitely go check them out. They're on Facebook. Subscribe to their channel on YouTube, and hey, if you haven't done our channel, do that too.
Absolutely,
you know, while
man.
you're over there
Yeah.
liking these guys, like us too. Once again, I really want to send a special thank you to the band and to their management for giving us permission to use this. They're very cool. They were just like, yeah, man, you can use any song you like. Just put us over, and that's what we're doing. Cause, well, my God, man, they should be put over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like I said, that song is jamming. Once again, Papa Jack over at P Ridge Nation, turned me on to that. Another show you need to check out.
Yeah.
Once again, we're gonna get back into the subject matter, but just to put them over, if you're a music guy like I am, and if you're kind of burned out on what you hear on the radio all the time, I mean, shit, man. If you're listening to WRFX to Fox, I mean, the Fox is good and all, but damn, you've already heard those 5 songs for the last 30
No.
freaking years, man. Try something new, and WTAU P Ridge Nation is where I like to go for my local music. I mean, not local. I'm sorry, independent music.
Yes.
And another radio show, Mike, that we probably don't put over enough, and we should. And I'm going to go ahead and admit it. You heard it here first. I may catch a little shit for this.
Okay.
But I don't listen to it as much as I should. Some of the music choices, I'm a little back and forth with. But the show itself is good, and especially if you're into the genre. But that is Chris Eisenberg's show.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Radio Free Satan,
Yeah.
man, the shit kicking road show. I feel
Dude.
bad because I always mean to put him over. And unfortunately, like I said, I'm not that big into the rockabilly stuff. And I know, man, he goes across the board.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
he hit some really good stuff, some obscure stuff.
Right.
I love it. I've always loved it, and I don't. It just, I don't know. It gives me that feeling. Just a certain energy from it. Just it really gets me going.
Well, that's Chris, man.
Yeah.
He has the it factor. Chris
Yeah.
has always had the
Yeah.
it factor. We've always been fortunate, Mike. A lot of the people we've known in our lives, man, have it.
Yeah.
They just do. I think
Yeah.
people with it
Yeah.
tend to attract to each other. And so I want to put Eisenberg's show over.
I know you've got it.
I-
I've got it. I'm still not sure what it is, but definitely,
I think
hopefully it's not contagious.
Well, I was going to say I caught it back in the day from that chick at the club.
Some trash cans, man. It's just-
Oh, I know you
rats in my
got.
trash can. I had
Yeah,
rats in my
yeah.
trash can. God damn it, Pudsworth. But no, man.
I know Pudsworth has its.
Actually, those are tits, man, and he just needs to go on a diet. Nah, hey, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, I know, man. And Pudsworth looking at me like I got room
What?
to talk. Well, hell, with me and Pudsworth in the same room, nobody's got room to do anything. All right, man, all right. But yeah, man, check out Chris Eisenberg, Clint Mephisto, Radio Free Satan. Especially all you churchgoers out there will love it.
Just in time for the Christmas season.
Season, right. And once again, man, Papa Jack and the Bad Something's my bike. Check them out. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And, well, Mike, brother, where did we leave off, man? He-Man, right?
Shit, not He-Man.
Fat Albert, actually.
Oh, that's right, Fat Albert. Thank
Yeah,
Pudsworth.
Fat
Pudsworth.
Albert. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Well, man, let's go into some of more of the traditional classics here, man.
Well, I want to bring up one,
Okay.
and go ahead and get it out of the way because it's probably my least favorite Christmas special of all, and that's The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Whoa.
It is my least favorite.
Whoa.
Because I just no, I know. I'm gonna put. Yep.
That was
I'm
going to
gonna
be
put it
this
out
week.
there.
This was that was going to be this week's artwork. So
Right.
I may change that. Actually, no, fuck that. I'm gonna put the Grinch on it
All right,
twice, man.
well, put it on there. Yeah, Grinch.
Really, man?
Yeah, it is my least favorite.
I love the Grinch.
I'm just not a big.
You're a Grinch. You're a Grinch.
I'm not a big Dr. Seuss person.
You are the Grinch, bro.
Oh, well,
Your heart is
that's what
2
got
sizes
you,
too
right?
small, Mike.
Well, you
That's
know, it's
what
a
it
condition. Thank you. I'd rather not be made fun of that.
You and your PC culture. You need to go back to the 80s. Man.
And the fact
Really,
that the
though?
Grinch's heart
Seriously.
grew 2 sizes,
3 sizes too
three
big.
sizes
3
too
sizes,
big.
man. Yeah.
That's definitely a problem too. He should see a specialist.
Whether the
We're
Grinch,
talking about real serious issues here, health
Mikey.
issues.
Mikey, the stuff you're saying reminds me that you're a dick. You should have made fun that the Grinch is sick.
Hey, hold on, man.
See,
Oh man.
everybody's got rhymes.
Mikey didn't like the Grinch, the
Where the hell
dog, or
Pudsworth go?
he fucking left, man. He had a phone call.
Where the hell?
He said it was long distance from England, man. So I don't know. But you know,
They
Mike,
just turn around, he's not there.
he's gone, man. But Mike, I gotta say, man, it sounds like you don't like the Grinch, the dog, or the Who's. So on behalf of the Grinch and me, fuck you. Really though, man, I love the Grinch.
And
I
you
love
ask me
it.
why I hate it. Okay, I don't hate it.
But it's your least favorite.
It's my least favorite.
Got you,
of that.
got you.
If it's on, I'm not gonna watch it.
How does it rank against He-Man? I mean, come on, bro. I mean,
I'd rather watch He-Man, just for the laugh factor.
okay,
Just for the laugh factor.
okay, but still, man, geez, I
just-
love the Grinch,
I just-
man.
I don't get any enjoyment out of it.
Really?
I don't.
Dude,
I
I
don't.
watched it last night, and I haven't watched it in a couple years. I tried Grinch and Rudolph are the two I try to watch every year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I haven't watched either one in a couple years. I didn't even think about it till I was watching this week. I'm like, shit, man, it's been about 2 or 3 years. Brother, I love the Grinch, man. I just love. I like the character.
Wow.
I just like, because the Grinch is culturally iconic now. You know, he's a
Uh-huh.
character. And yeah, man, I love, dude. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's a
I
trip.
just don't.
Well, man, I guess
And
we'll never speak again, man.
Well,
Huh?
yeah. And
Pudsworth.
what are your
What,
thoughts
do
on
you
it?
like the Grinch, Pudsworth? The Grinch that stole
As a
Christmas.
kid, I did.
What about as an adult?
Uh,
Really?
pass.
Damn, man, I love the Grinch, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Dr. Seuss, but the Grinch. You see someone as a kid, you get kind of.
I liked it, man.
Right.
It's definitely not my top 3. Don't think it's in my top 5, man, but it's up there. I like it, man. I
Well, it
enjoy
sounds
the
like
Grinch.
it's at the bottom of the list.
Hell, there's only 5 fucking
Only top 15 for
specials,
me.
man. There's
Top
only
15
5.
for me.
But nah, man, I do love the Grinch. I may have to change our artwork. I didn't know that, man. I
Yeah.
was like, I had a cool picture of the Grinch. I'm like,
Oh,
shit,
did
man.
you ever see the movie?
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
No.
That's,
Nah.
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I kind of assumed it. You know, it's like,
Speaking of Grinch, there's a new one coming out too.
yeah, I knew there was a new Grinch.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is a new one.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll be equally as, yeah.
I don't know, man. I never saw the Jim Carrey movie, so I can't really give an opinion on it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to tarnish my. Because I loved, dude, when I was a kid, I loved the Grinch. I
Really?
loved it. And as an adult,
Even as a kid, I just didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I do. I like the Grinch. I was actually going to speak. Well, it's on my list.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and mark it off. But yeah, nah, man, I enjoy the Grinch. And I like Dr. Seuss. I liked how he rhymed, and I liked his style. In fact, when I was watching it yesterday,
He's
I'm
an
like,
OG.
he is an OG.
Yeah.
He is an OG, man. But even when I was watching it yesterday, I'm like, damn, man, that's talent. You know, to be able to rhyme it the way he did, and it was really so. What's the word I'm looking for? Child friendly, kid friendly. You know, the rhymes and the animation, and the only thing I'll say.
If Dr. Seuss were doing anything now,
Oh shit, man!
would he be mumbling?
Well, like the rappers. The elves were busy while they were at work, when all the hoes were out doing their twerks.
I can't.
Ho
This
ho
is it.
ho! There.
This is more than I can take, right? Goddamn, I can't
Mikey's leaving and I don't care.
I can't even deal with this stuff.
Mikey's
dude.
gone, man. Oh, damn it, I'm lost. I figured this would be a nice, easy-going, laid-back show.
Apparently not.
Hell no.
Well, you know, there's always got to be a Christmas argument.
Always, man, always. but I think we can agree, man, that not your favorite, but at least the Grinch, it is iconic, man.
Right,
He
it
is
is.
iconic, and he was a dick to his dog. That was the one thing, man. When he tied that antler on that poor dog's head, I'm like, hey,
Like,
man.
There's another reason it won't be kosher this time now, because animal abuse is so high right nowadays.
Oh man, it aggravated me. But
Well, let's look
but
at this. Let's look at this. Let's break this thing down. Okay, so he steals everything from everybody.
right.
So he, grand theft larceny,
So he's
right
my-
there.
Well, he was a criminal,
From
man.
the town.
He was
Okay.
he was a dog abuser.
So yeah,
But yeah,
and everything else. So the fact that he brings it back,
yeah.
does that clear him of everything?
Absolutely, man. You know why? Because it's Christmas. Dude, I've noticed, if you and maybe you guys picked up on this too, the ongoing theme in almost all these Christmas specials were somebody being redeemed. There's always that evil, or no, maybe not evil, but mean type, you know. Even like with the best Christmas pageant ever, these mean bullied kids, they come around, they find, you know, religion, and
Yeah.
you know, the Fat Albert special with the mean landlord, you know, he comes around at the end. Scrooge, man, from A Christmas Carol, you know, and the Grinch. But you know, man, he had that condition that you talked about, so you know, we should be
More sympathetic.
more sympathetic to his condition,
Okay.
man, because you know his heart was two
All
sizes too small, then it was 3 sizes too
Right.
big, man. So he gained a heart size.
Right.
He leveled
Yeah.
up, brother. He leveled up.
Yeah. Well.
And I don't know exactly what the laws were like in Whoville. You know, I don't know really what I don't know if they're a state. I don't know if I don't even know if they're American, man. They didn't look American. The Grinch didn't.
Right.
You know, shit, I better watch what I say.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
He was a Grinch American. But maybe it was English like Pudsworth over here. I don't know. But I love the Grinch, man.
Yeah.
I do. I love the
It was
Grinch.
English. They wouldn't get it back. They would have kept it.
Well, hey, man, I'll tell you another one that I missed this week that I really did want to see, and it is a freaking classic, man, and that's a Peanuts Christmas.
Dude.
I didn't get to see it this year. I mean, I'm gonna probably still watch between now and the end of the year.
Ah.
Ah.
if there's ever a Christmas special to me that embodies the spirit of everything, it's
That one,
Charlie Brown
Yeah.
Christmas. Everything about it is just
reason for the season is
Yeah.
there.
yeah. You know, they talk about commercialism in a
Yes.
time where, you know, gosh, you know, this is the 60s.
60s, I think, yeah.
Yeah, no cartoons, you know, or doing
No,
stuff like
man,
that. I
you're
mean,
right.
it was just this to me. This is the number one
Really,
Christmas
it's your
special of
number
all
one.
time.
It's up there for me, bro.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm only judging the ones that I watched personally this week, you know. But overall, yeah, man, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the top one. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the top for me personally, but
Right.
it's up there, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, when Linus does the you know the little speech at the end.
Yeah.
Once again, reason for the season. He
Yeah.
tells a Christmas story. You know. It gives me chills, man. Just
Oh, yeah,
I'm
for
over
sure.
here. I didn't
Yeah,
even watch
yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know, and I'm over here.
Oh,
Like
I
I said,
know.
I had my list, and
Yeah.
brother, I was so close to finishing that list, but I did miss
and
that
when they
one.
take the tree and make
Make
it
it
into some-
good.
Make,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
man.
it's just
Another
that
iconic.
that whole end is just
And that's another
Yeah.
iconic, you know, visual is that
hits you in the
tree.
feels.
It does.
Yeah,
it does, man.
It really does.
The Peanuts were great with that.
Yeah.
I don't know how, you know, Schwartz did it. Isn't that the man who made it?
Schultz.
Schultz. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How he tapped
Schwartz was in Christmas Story.
That's right. That's right. May the Schwartz be with you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And obviously, Christmas Story is a movie, so we won't talk about
Right,
that. That might
right,
come
right,
up a little
yeah.
bit later on at some point. But yeah, man, you got to put the Peanuts over.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
They were iconic.
Yeah.
But now, Mike, kind of switching gears just a little bit, another iconic, classic, and it was actually the first special I watched getting ready for this show, was Frosty the Snowman.
Ah, dude.
Love it. I
Yeah.
love Frosty. bro.
Everything about this is just great.
The Happy Birthday.
Ah,
I love
and
it.
you know, and this will start off our little trend now of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials.
Right,
Done from
yeah.
Rankin Bass. Of course, they did a lot of other ones, but this one kind of starts off that
Right.
because this is actually one of their more popular ones that was, just animated.
Right.
As far as drawn animated style.
Right. And man,
And they were most famous for the claymation style.
right. Which, bro, I actually started the claymation Christmas one. Once again, I was like, man, I only have X amount of time to
Yeah,
watch X
yeah.
amount of shows. I can't put any more time into this one.
Oh,
Dude. I got about
yeah.
5 minutes in. I'm like, okay.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
the raisins are always cool, bro. I love the California raisins, I do, man. But they just dropped the priority list.
No, I can't even deal with California raisins.
Really,
at
I
all.
like them. The commercials, okay,
I remember, I guess back in the day, during the '80s run, they were kind of fun. When they
Sure.
first came out, you could get them at like Hardee's and
Yeah, yeah,
little figures
I had
and
some.
stuff like that.
I had 'em.
Oh yeah, well, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
everybody still has at least one
Couple,
in their house,
yeah, somewhere.
laying around somewhere. The damn things are everywhere. But as time
They
went
really
on,
are.
they
man,
did
yeah.
not hold the test of time.
Nah,
At all.
Not.
Mm-mm.
One of the funniest things about the raisins, and I know we're gonna get back to Frosty. I got some stuff I want to talk about with Frosty, but one of the craziest things about the California raisins that I didn't know until I watched the movie Straight Outta Compton is that their record label, Priority Records, was the same label that signed Ice Cube to his solo. Swear to God, Ice Cube
Get the
and the
hell out.
California. Yes, I did not know Priority Records
Wow.
was the record company to put out the California raisins.
Jeez.
Until I watched Straight Outta Compton. Because Ice Cube in the movie is like, well, who else is on the label? And they're like, the California Raisins. And they're like, what?
Holy.
No shit, man. Yeah. So,
Wow.
So, and in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ice Cube still is probably on Pro. I don't know, man. I haven't
Yeah,
really heard any Ice
Anything
Cube.
on that?
Yeah, man. See what Ice Cube's current record label is. See if it's still Priority Records. But yeah, man, I never knew that. And just until like a couple years ago when I watched the movie, I was like, I'll be damned. Never knew
Wow.
that. But getting back into Frosty, dude, you might let me ask you. I thought this special was like a lot of these specials we've talked about.
Mhm.
I thought it had some darkness in it, man. It got a little dark at times.
Oh yeah, a little. It kind of got a little sad,
It got sad, man. Yeah.
and obviously, I mean, you take a look at Professor Hinkle.
Yeah.
He was just kind of a shady ass,
Oh, bro, dude.
kind of. What are you doing? You're creeping on these kids.
Kids,
you know?
man. It's like, what the hell are you? What?
Yeah.
Dude, you need to get, catch a predator. You need some Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
Yeah. Dateline.
But dude, when the girl, like, I forget her name, man, but the little girl that's in the special,
Oh God.
I can't remember, dude. I just watched it a few days ago, and it escapes me. Pudsworth, get to work, Pudsworth. Goddamn, man. We're piling them up.
Burn records.
God damn it, man. But dude, when she about like freezes to death in the train,
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
then
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like, oh, okay. Yeah. This is.
it's getting dark, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
Oh, I don't know if it was so much dark as there was a really good those peril moments.
some drama.
Yeah,
It has some
yeah,
drama in it,
yeah.
man. I don't know, bro. I was over here like, damn, this is getting dark because he's carrying her in her arms and she's all, fucked up.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, the asshole comes and locks the door and Frosty melts.
Dies.
He died.
He
didn't
dies.
melt.
Essentially
He
dies.
dies, man.
Dies.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Now granted, Santa Claus shows,
Right.
as always, another recurrent theme in some of these specials. Santa to the rescue.
Santa lays it down.
What was it, Puzzler?
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
Right. So Karen is about to die from hypothermia.
Yeah.
Frosty saves her by putting her in a greenhouse.
Yeah.
And what was the guy's name again? I'm sorry, man.
Professor Hinkle.
Yeah, Hinkle,
Yeah.
man. Hinkle locks him in.
Mm-hmm.
Frosty fucking dies in front of us.
Right.
And I I'm talking like kind of a gruesome
Yeah.
death war
And
snowman,
you,
dude.
and you see the montage, like the montage of him in through his life
Life?
that day.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey man, for a snowman, that's a long time.
That's a
bro.
long time, man.
I mean, a snowman's
is.
lifespan is what,
A
a couple,
lifespan.
maybe a week down here,
But
especially
hell,
in the south.
if
you
it
know.
were to come out now, you'd probably hear like Sarah McLachlan's,
Eyes of the Angels. or
Eyes of
some
the
shit.
Angel,
Oh, man.
in the arms of the angel.
Arms of the Angel.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'd say.
You'd be like, oh, God.
That'd be the Grinch with the dog on that one.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. But yeah, dude, it gets tough there at the end. And it's like,
Dude.
oh. But Santa comes in.
Saves the
Santa
day.
lays the hammer down.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, dude.
On Hinkle.
Yeah.
Dude, Santa ain't having that shit. Leave these kids alone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't you touch them.
oh, because he's going to cut them off. He's
Yeah.
like, no more presents for you. Now, here's the only thing about Hinkle, man. You know me, maybe being an adult, maybe I broke this shit down a little bit too much. It ain't a wrestling match. It ain't a
All right,
wrestling show. But I'm like, damn, dude, if you got the magic hat, then you can make all the presents you want forever.
I mean,
But
yeah,
was
he
like-
was a terrible magician.
Yeah,
though.
he just
That was
was.
the
He didn't
thing.
have his shit together,
Right,
man.
he
You
just
know,
didn't.
yeah, he should have never thrown the hat away.
No.
That was
No,
my thing. You
yeah.
threw it away, motherfucker. You don't get it back. He was trying
No,
to go
you can't do that.
No,
no,
man, not after you throw it away and it's no
No.
longer yours, man. Just because now it works, because
Yeah.
somebody knows how to use it, What an asshole, man.
He also
He
had
was a
that
dick.
petastache too, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, buddy,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, there's a lot of creepy shit going on with Hinkle, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't, yeah, man, not.
Or do you think we're digging too deep into
we're
it?
definitely digging way too deep into this. Because I'm over here like.
Because I know, even with
without a
this,
doubt, man.
even with this, we're sitting here talking about this, and we talked about a lot of stuff that was going on this past week with some of the
Oh,
Christmas
we'll
specials.
get there.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get there.
That maybe people are digging a little hard on them,
Well, do you want to
or
go ahead
biting
and
on them, and just tearing them apart.
Do you want to go ahead and segue a little bit, man? I mean,
Oh,
I think we said a lot about Frosty.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Mike, let's just go ahead and talk about, in my opinion.
Okay, well, okay. Just one more thing before we move on from Frosty.
All right.
Frosty Returns.
Bro, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it recently. I do remember watching it when I was younger. I don't remember liking it as much.
It was not good.
I didn't think
At
so.
and it had some really good voice actors in
But
it too.
the animation was different too, right? They
Totally
didn't, I was
different.
going to say they didn't even
Totally
look like the
different. No,
same.
it wasn't
character.
even the same company.
That's what I thought, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it as a kid.
Yeah.
And it seems like I remember the Rudolph Frosty special too. It seems like they had a cartoon together back in the day.
Right.
Didn't really remember that one too much. And when I was doing some of my research, I ran across that, and I was like, oh yeah, I do remember it. But I didn't watch it. I didn't go back to to refresh my memory on it. But Mike, you were talking about, like, especially this week in the world of social media.
Uh-huh.
We've seen, in my opinion, this is for me, my favorite Christmas holiday special of all time is 1964, I believe, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
There's been some controversy. Jesus Christ, man, we live in a society that's so comfortable, so secure,
Mhm.
that now we're finding fucking controversy in motherfucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Controversy.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what the because man, I don't want to cuss a whole. I've already been cussing a lot on this show, more than I wanted to.
Yeah,
you know,
Christmas
for a Christmas
for
episode.
a Christmas episode.
But bro, I'm afraid it's gonna get even worse.
It can.
Um,
Because it probably will, and
oh,
it's
absolutely.
I would say it's justified.
I think so.
We are entering 2018. When did this come out? To 1965, 64.
What was that year?
Ah!
Hey, there you
Okay.
go. All right.
Let's see. Damn it! There I am making a point. Goddamn Pee Wee. Listen.
I'm glad you kept it going.
Thank you.
How many years is that? How many decades is that?
Ah! Man, you're looking at about 53 years, 54 years. 50. Ah! Shit.
This is a bad idea.
Man, no, this is a great idea. No, I disagree, man. Perfect. This is perfect. But no,
So-
it's been 53. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It was a different world back then, dude.
it was
It
definitely a
was.
different world back then. But here we are, Okay. Just now, within this past week, that some of the think tanks that are in our world
Quote
have
unquote.
just
fake.
now figured out that, hey, this is a story about bullying.
What?
What?
No way. You mean they wouldn't let him play in any
Now
reindeer
listen,
games?
you.
You mean they wouldn't let him play in any reindeer games because they weren't bullies?
What?
What?
Get out.
Mother effer. No way.
Is that what this story's about?
No shit, man. I had no idea. Now I don't like it.
Was that what the original song was about?
What? I mean,
What?
dude.
Now listen, you.
Let's talk about it, man. Okay, let's call it what it is, man. Let's call it for what it is. Hell yeah, they're assholes. What was it, Blitzen? Is Blitzen the father?
Yeah.
Okay, Blitzen's a dickhead father, man.
Right.
Probably like most fathers were in the 60s. Because I remember him even telling Rudolph to put some over his nose so he can have some self-respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, dude, if you want to start breaking
Shit,
this thing,
dads,
said,
Yeah.
even today,
Yeah.
let's
I
just
mean,
call
come
it what it is,
Yeah.
man. But back in that
Friggin'
day,
dads.
come on, man, that was how they thought. But here's the thing, dude, that whole special shows how fucking stupid Blitzen was
Right.
for being like
Yeah.
that. That was the whole. Goddamn, who farted? Did somebody fart in here, Pudsworth? God damn it, man. So what you call it in England, man? A toot?
It don't smell like toast, does it?
That's a whistling asshole.
It smells like the whistling
Doesn't smell like
caves.
burnt toast, does it? So you might be going over the edge on this one.
Might be, man.
Yeah.
I think it got to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, man. Yes, dude. He was a dickhead father. Yes, all the other kids, believe it or not, bullied on this kid for being different.
Uh huh.
Never heard of that before.
Right.
I mean,
right.
come on,
right.
man.
Yeah.
This is real shit. I mean,
Right.
that was real in the 60s. It's real today.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, they were dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they were bullies. Yeah, even Santa was an asshole.
Uh-huh.
Sure he was. And
Yeah.
yes, he didn't like Rudolph until Rudolph could do something for him.
All right.
But come on, man, the overall, here's what I took from this show, Mike. As an adult, watching it with this on my mind.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've watched it in about 2 or 3 years.
Ah!
Ah! Shit. And it was... Damn it.
We'll never get
No,
through
man,
this
no,
series.
goddamn, this is gonna be a fucking 8-hour long podcast. But what I got, man, this is the first time I watched it, thinking like this, thinking with this, looking out for this stuff. Well, man, here's the lesson I learned. This show absolutely pointed out bullying. It pointed out people being different. It also said you can be different, and there's other people that are different too. Like the Misfit Toys, man.
Right.
They came together as a group, as a family, because of their differences.
Yeah.
Some would even say they become better because of their differences. That's what I took. That your differences don't define you, man.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that you can use something that's different to help the world around you become better,
Uh-huh.
which is what Rudolph did, man. What in the fuck? And there it is, man. What in the fuck is wrong with that?
I know.
Why?
I know.
Yes, they were assholes. Have you
Yeah.
never heard the fucking song?
Yeah. Exactly. And they were all wrong.
Yeah,
That's the point.
That's the point, man.
They were all wrong.
We figured that out at the end of the special, and that's it, man. And
I'm pretty sure my 4-year-old figured that out when we watched
Well,
it.
I'm pretty sure when we were 4, we figured it out. I don't know why people figure that shit out when they're 4, and now when they're adults, they don't figure it
Oh,
out.
what?
They're bullying. But you know what, man?
I want to be a social justice warrior.
A social justice warrior.
What? What?
I would read the Huffington Post and everything. What?
It's
Oh.
fascinating.
I want to be a feminist.
Speaking of feminists, man, one thing that I did pinpoint in this fucking show
Okay.
was it was so misogynist, man, which nobody's even brought up yet. Cause let's.
Are
all
you
right,
talking about the
when I can't remember the
when they're
female,
going to search
when the does go out
Yeah,
to look. Cause
yeah.
Blintz is like, y'all stay here. This is men's work.
men's work?
And they're like, well, fuck you. We're going anyway.
Right. Yeah.
They
it was
went.
pointed out in that.
Oh,
that-
was it? Was
yeah,
it? Oh,
But
okay.
it wasn't pointed out to the fact that they said, "Oh, fuck
Fuck
him.
you, we're doing
fuck
it
you,
anyway."
We're doing it anyway."
And
Right.
they saved the fucking day, man,
Yeah.
or helped save the day, along with
Exactly.
Yukon Cornelius, the real hero. Of
The
this
real
story.
hero of this thing.
The real hero of this story is Yukon
Yep.
Cornelius. Let's just call it what it is: silver and gold. My
Gold and
brothers.
silver.
Gold and silver.
Silver and gold.
Brothers and sisters. That's what it's all about. But no, man, the real true, and you know, he even gets the abominable snowman, who I kept waiting for Luke Skywalker to show up for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always did, man.
That
even
was
at
much
the kid-
later. Much
Much
later.
later.
Much later.
But I mean, and something else that I found kind of misogynist about it, because even after it was all said and done, they're like, they knew the first thing they should do is get the women back to safety.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But you know, man, I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to talk about the bullying, but they're not going to bring that up, which I don't think they should either, because it shows, hey, we still
Yeah.
went out.
Yep.
If it wasn't for the does,
Exactly.
man, you know, Rudolph would have been killed. Christmas would have never happened.
Right.
And I wouldn't have got Optimus Prime, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the first, you know, I mean, you know, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, some of this, you know, I have a mixed feeling about PC culture, Mike. Not getting political, not getting on my, you know, it is good that racism's no longer tolerated.
Right.
We needed that, man.
Yeah.
We've needed that for a long time, bro. You go back and watch some of these movies from the 80s and shit like that, or earlier. Whoa, man.
Yeah.
There's some
Oh, yeah,
stuff in
for
there
sure.
that I forgot
Yeah.
about or just didn't register.
Yeah.
That's cool that's like being called out now. It's like, no, man, that ain't right.
Yeah.
That ain't cool, man.
Right.
You're dehumanizing people.
Yeah.
We can't have that. But you know, man, when
Equality, you know,
You gotta
among
have-
everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
That's the thing.
you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, I mean, not only is there nothing wrong with that, that's what you want, man. That's
Right.
what we're trying to get to. But man, when you start attacking, you know, these older shows that were made in a different era that still has a good message,
Right.
that is still relevant.
Right.
No matter how much you wish this bullying shit would go away, it's not going away, man.
Right.
Not anytime soon. I mean, it may eventually dissipate, which I'm hoping it will. I would love that. Along with racism and all these other, you know, evil, bad things in the world, I want them to dissipate, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And we still can get good, positive messages
For sure.
from this show.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it to me, bro, it just goes back. We live in a country to where we don't have bombs dropping on us. Everybody's eating for the most part.
Yep. Yep.
Man. I know people do fall through the cracks. I know as a nation we have to work on that. But for the most part, people have got food in their stomachs.
Right.
You know, we're not getting bombed. You know, if we're sick, we can get help. You know, things of this nature. So we're seeking out things
Right.
to struggle against.
Yeah.
Man, that's the way I look
not,
at it.
You know, not everything's perfect.
No.
For sure. You know, and
Well,
there
we're
are
not
always
perfect.
problems.
Sure.
But your efforts could be
Put in so much better places. Mike.
exactly than just to take a cartoon and, you know, say, hey, you know, this is my project for the week.
This is my my issue. Man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to attack. This is what I'm going to you
Yeah.
know call out. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Have some Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
You know.
But, you know, in that, I fear, you know, in that kind of backlash, I fear that it's going to take and take hold,
Oh yeah.
and you won't see Rudolph next year or the year
ah,
after.
I predict, man, that Rudolph will be taken off broadcast television in the next 5 years.
Right.
I really do.
Ah!
Maybe we should change the secret word.
It's already said.
It's already on now.
Oh.
But no, I do. I think it'll still be available. It'll never be banned. You know,
Right.
you can always find it on. You know,
Oh,
either
for sure.
a streaming service
Yeah.
or you know a cable channel. You know, like TNT or something. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You know, but I think broadcast, because you know the broadcast stations do tend to be held to a slightly different standard.
Yes.
You know, CBS, NBC, ABC,
Yeah,
and Fox.
the big three.
The big three that you can catch four at. Yeah. But the ones you can catch with an antenna, basically,
Right,
HD
yeah.
antenna or whatever. I do predict, man, about 5 years, the only way you'll be able to watch Rudolph is either on cable television or a streaming service.
Right.
I do
Yeah.
foresee that happening. 5 to 10 years. Man.
Yeah.
That's
Ah!
shit. And I think that's a shame, brother.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll tell you what, mate. Let's actually talk. You know, we kind of got on our, you know, spiel about how we feel how culture is looking at this thing this year. Oh, and when I say culture, man, let's keep it real. It's a very small percentage of people.
It is.
I'm talking an extremely small amount of people with very large voices.
Yeah.
Is all it is. Everybody on Facebook now thinks they're a fucking journalist. You know, you can put your damn name on any website. Now you're a journalist.
Right.
You're giving opinion pieces. 3 or 4 people may share the shit. It's just a small percentage. But that small percentage could
Doesn't
be
like
enough.
what we're doing.
No, they actually do have like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, man, as far because to me this is my favorite one, man. This is
Yeah.
well, it's up there with Pee Wee, and it's in my top 3. It's
Right.
definitely up in my top 3. Let's talk about it, man. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I can't remember I was going to sing the song, man, or I was going to speak the song out, and I can't remember the fucking lyrics.
What, Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Yeah,
Reindeer?
man, how's
Had a
it-
very shiny nose.
That's right, man. And some people would even say that it glowed.
All right. All of the other reindeers,
Man, I heard they used to like laugh and call them names.
they never let
No.
poor Rudolph
They wouldn't let him play any, rainbow or reindeer games like football
or rainbow games.
or rainbow
Or
games,
rainbow games. yeah.
like Pudsworth.
But then,
Came one Foggy Christmas Eve.
and then Santa came to say,
Hey Rudolph, come over here, dude, with your nose so bright.
mind guiding this sleigh tonight?
Rudolph said, "Man, fuck you. You were an asshole to me." He was like, "Damn, dude, I'll try to play your reindeer games. Now you want the you want the red noses freak over here. Fuck you, man. You
Right.
got your own goddamn sleigh."
Yeah.
That's how I would have wrote it, bro.
Then, then all of the other reindeers started kissing ass.
And they're like,
Yeah.
"Come on, Rudolph, please, man. We always want you in our games." Rudolph was still like, "Man, fuck y'all."
What wrong is reindeers?
Rudolph's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you."
Yeah. That shit's down in history.
And that shit is history. Bitches. Bros before does, man. That's all I'm going to say.
There
Bros
you go.
before does.
All right, let's see. The characters in this,
Are iconic.
everybody.
Again, iconic, man.
Oh my god. The Rudolph's,
Obviously.
funny,
Obviously. The hero of our story.
pretty much. Herbie,
Hermie, man. The dentist wannabe elf, Who was bullied.
hilarious.
Bullied as well.
Yeah,
By
for
his other
sure.
elves. Because he didn't want to be a freaking slave.
Right,
he wanted
right.
to do his own thing,
Exactly.
man. And those dentistry skills helped out.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
in the end,
Just,
they sure did.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
The head elf, which is my favorite
That's your
character,
favorite, yes.
he is absolutely everything he does is gold.
Yes. one of the greatest characters of all time,
sure.
bro.
Yukon Cornelius.
My favorite character of all time in the show.
Hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. The true hero. Man.
Yeah.
I would say he is the hero of the story.
When they're talking about the
Mush.
fog, yeah.
Mush, mush.
And he's got this ragtag of just dogs. It's like
Yeah,
this random dogs pulling this sled. It's like and they're not even pulling half the time. He's pulling the
He's
sled.
pulling, and they
with
riding on the
dogs
back.
on the back.
And my boy is strapped. That's
Yeah.
what I could.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's straight up
Yeah.
carrying a
Oh, yeah.
revolver on his
Yep.
side, bro.
He's got an ice pick too.
Yeah, and an ice pick
Yeah.
that he could taste whether
Yeah.
they're silver or gold. And brother, talk about a skill.
Nothing.
Talk about a skill. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
How would you like to have that skill, bro?
Dude.
Just to be able to find silver and gold by damn tasting,
Taste.
bro.
That would be
Tasting the
nice.
snow.
Yeah.
Come on,
My
man.
favorite line from him was when they were going through the fog, and he goes, "Fog's is Fog's as thick as peanut butter."
Yes.
And he's like, "You mean pea soup?"
You eat what you eat, and I'll eat what I eat. I love it, man. I love it. And then the abominable snowman.
Oh man, the Bumble.
The Bumble, yeah, man, he
Oh.
brings us such a, the whole time, man, when Cornelius, confronts him when he's about to kill Rudolph.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, shoot him,
Yeah.
shoot him,
Yeah.
you got a gun, shoot him,
Shoot him.
shoot him.
Ah. Would have went through the hide though?
Well, that's the thing. And not only that, though, man, but let's face it, without the bubble at the end, the
Yeah.
star would have never got.
Yeah, they would never made it up to the top of the tree for whatever reason.
Whatever reason, man, they just didn't have.
They don't have ladders.
I mean, they have flying reindeer, but Rudolph could have just flew that son of a bitch up there.
yeah.
But no, man,
They were
what's-
just standing on each other's shoulders and the whole time.
all the elves.
Yeah.
But man, it's another redemption story.
Yeah, it
the,
is.
The abominable
It is.
snowman, and that's why I was so glad Yukon didn't shoot him, because all the time I'm like, shoot it,
Yeah.
shoot it, man. You got a
know.
revolver, shoot the son
Yeah.
of a bitch, I mean, I'm like,
No,
literally.
they get it down, bury it under rocks, and pull all his teeth out.
Well, yeah, so he can never eat again, so he can just slowly starve to
All right,
death.
yeah.
And apparently they bounce. That's
Bumbles
why.
bounce.
Bubbles bounce. Who
Yeah.
knew, man? But dude, no, you're right, Mike. The characters in this show
Oh,
are just
God.
special, are just across the. That's another
Yeah.
reason I'm like, how the fuck can people break this thing down and pick it apart like they have, man? When you got,
Oh, I know.
dude, come on. you got Cornelius. You got Cornelius, dude. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. But anyway, man, great. Five
yeah,
stars.
yeah,
man.
fantastic.
Rudolph will always get 5 stars.
Now, a precursor to that, it was also done by Rankin Bass, was Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't catch it again this year.
This
I
is
remember that.
Another just fantastic
Yes.
one. Mickey Rooney is doing the voice for Santa Claus,
Right.
Kris Kringle.
Right.
And you've got, again, just these fantastic characters. You've got him. You've got the Burgermeister, Meisterburger.
Yes.
One of my favorite characters
Yep.
in that. What? Oh, no. What? It's just so ridiculous.
I didn't know if that was you or Puds were talking.
No, it's like, toys?
See, man, I wish I'd have watched it before I came over here,
Oh,
man.
dude,
It was
it's
on
still
the
one of
list.
yeah.
I just didn't get to it.
Still one of the
man.
best. The Winter Warlock is so good.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
One. What about Twas the Night Before Christmas?
The Kringles, the little Kringles.
Jingle, tingle, and
Zingle, wingle, dingle, skringle. The little midget, the little elves, but
Gotta be careful.
yeah,
Might
the
pay
little elves,
P.O. box.
P.O. box, but the little elves.
oh,
I don't think they like being called that either.
The Kringle elves. No, they're the Kringle elves.
Right.
Yeah, No, but this is real. It's real, y'all. Learn something.
Pay attention.
Pay attention, goddamn. But and Tonda Kringle, she's not so much small. She's normal size. She brings up all kinds of different things, but that's for another show.
Hey, man, Oscar.
It's like the Snow White thing, is,
She just got
kinda,
yeah,
or Smurfette thing.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, but yeah, just everything about this is just fantastic.
Well, hey, what about A Very Smurfy Christmas? Do you remember that one? The Smurf Christmas special?
I don't remember that
Yeah,
one so
man.
much.
I didn't watch it once again, man. In fact, I think I've already gone over the ones I've watched.
Uh-huh.
So I'm pretty much at this point, man, kind of going by autopilot. But I do remember that the Smurfs had one, and I remember I liked it. I do remember I liked it when I
Right.
was younger, you know.
I'll have to
I
check that one
like
out.
the
I don't
Smurfs.
remember that one at all. I'm not a big Smurf fan.
I like the Smurfs.
It's called, I think Gargamel's another one of those idiot villains that just.
Well, Mike, they're cartoons, brother.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, you know.
We're gonna have to dissect this thing as far as cartoon villains.
We ought to do a
and
cartoon villain show.
We have to.
We will. We'll
we
do
really
that.
have
yeah,
to.
we'll go ahead and book that one. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun. But you know, man, you don't want to. This is the '80s, brother. This was before everything was
Right.
dark and
Oh,
gritty,
yeah,
man.
for
you
sure.
know?
But no,
I love the Smurfs. though,
even
man.
well, another Rankin Bass is the sequel to the earlier ones was A Year Without Santa, which produced two of the awesome characters, the Snow Miser and the Heat Miser.
I do remember that,
Yeah.
man. Barely. That is ringing a bell with me, dude.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, Mike, I think at the end of the day, there's just something special about this season. And it was just something so special about just these specials we have. But, Mike, I got to talk about one more show, brother.
All right.
Dude, I am, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, and I'm not trying to be racial or anything like that. But, man, I got to talk about the whitest TV show ever made, bro. The Great Christmas Light Fight. Do you ever watch that shit?
I've not I've seen the commercials.
I love it, man.
Really?
I've been just a huge fan of
Really?
this show for like the past 4 years, man. I don't miss an episode.
See, I thought this was just a new thing.
No. It's been on for I think 6 years now.
Get out.
Swear to God, I love it, man. I always tell people, bro, if I didn't know I was white before, my God, I know I'm white now because that show is amazing to me, bro.
Because I
love it. I love it.
I saw the promos for it. I think it was when I was watching one of the Christmas specials.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's a new show. I may check it out.
Nah,
I
man.
missed it, but
It's
yeah.
been around. It's been around for
Get
years.
out.
Yeah, dude. I've never missed an episode for like the last 4 years. Man.
Wow.
Yes, dude. Basically, there's just people who decorate their homes and their yards for Christmas, put up these displays, and you got about 4 houses per show,
Uh-huh.
and they'll just go and they'll give a winner for the 3 of they'll say how imaginative it was, how you know, there's different, you know, criteria
Right,
of what
right.
they're judging on, man. You know, innovative, you know, Christmas spirit, just and brother, man, some of these houses and some of the things, dude, some of these people literally that's all they do. That's their hobby. They work year round
Yeah.
on these things, and you can see it. And man, it's awesome, dude. I love it. Like I said, man, I got a friend of mine, Katie. I know you know Katie
Yeah.
as well. And I would always text her and be like, "Well, the whitest show ever is back on.
Right.
You need to
Yeah.
you need to check this out."
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I wanted to bring that one up because it's recent and it's you know, I don't know if you'd really call it a special since it, you know, is a show,
Yeah.
a limited show, a limited series. They do show every year. I think they show maybe, I don't know, man, maybe 10 30-minute episodes maybe over 5 weeks. They usually do 2 episodes back to back. They'll have 2 30-minutes kind of
Okay.
back to back with different hosts or whatever. And yeah, man, I enjoy it, dude. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a fun
Definitely.
show. It's very Christmassy. Obviously, it's very Christmassy. It's just a fun show, and it kind of makes you feel good. You know, it's one of those shows I watch and I smile. You know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those feel good Christmas. But yeah, man, if you haven't watched a great Christmas light fight, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Man. It's fun. It's a fun show. Yeah.
I got one more that I'm gonna recommend and put out there for coming out of the '80s was the Garfield Christmas.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
And
I remember
to me,
that
that one's still good. I can watch that whole because to me, I consider that the trilogy: the Halloween, the Thanksgiving, and the Christmas Garfield specials
Right.
are just they're so good,
Right.
especially right around that mid '80s. That was a really good story, and you know it was fun, it was funny, but there at the end, it just got you in the fields, man. It was
Right.
just like, oh,
Which is a
I'm
recurring.
not crying, you're crying.
No, man, that's not tears.
Yeah.
But it's raining. It's raining in here.
Yeah, sweating.
Yeah, just sweating, man. But that's one thing I think all these shows that we've talked about today, other than maybe the He-Man and the Star Wars,
Yeah.
most of these really do get you, man. They get you right in the
Oh
heart,
yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
I mean, you know, we talk about the reason for the season. We talk about, you know, fellowship among people, everybody. And these shows just bring that all together, man. And like I said, so many of these shows have that common theme of redemption.
Yeah.
You know, just mean people, like Scrooge-like characters. But at the end, man, the holiday spirit finds them.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know. Which I hope it finds us, Mike, because, you know, we cuss a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Yes, you heathen.
And we,
You know, a lot of making up to do for Santa.
yeah, man, I'm definitely on the naughty list this year, which, you know, is about every year.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ah!
Shit.
We missed the first one.
Yeah, we missed a few today, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did,
Yeah.
but we've got a lot too. We definitely hit a lot. Man, I just feel bad for anybody who decides listening. Well, if you're listening on headphones, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bet out there. You've already stopped listening.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody knows it's on regular
Fuck your
speakers. You know,
headphones.
but well, Mike, brother, I guess we ought to start thinking about wrapping it up, man. It's this has been a fun.
I'll tell you what.
episode.
Well, let's go ahead and pop out your top
Okay.
three.
All right. Cool, man. Well, let me do that. All right. Number 3, I'm going to say The Muppets Family Christmas.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, Rudolph the
Yep.
Red-Nosed Reindeer. Number 1, the Pee Wee Herman Christmas special.
Really? Yeah.
Dude, it was just that. Now look, man, a little disclaimer. God damn, I hope nobody I ever work with listens to this shit. And I'm trying to not to tell myself, but man, I was high as fuck when I watched it.
Oh yeah. Well,
Which, you know, helped a whole lot. So
Mhm.
that's probably got a lot to do with it.
or enhanced.
It definitely enhanced it, man.
Yeah.
I always find it funny that a stoner's mind and a child's mind is so similar. You know, that's why I enjoy it,
Yeah.
man. It brings me back to that. You know, it takes the edge off. You know, and it kind of brings me back to that childlike, you know, imagination. You
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
but now I'm an adult and I can get all the underlying adult humor too, because Pee Wee's Playhouse had a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
They had a whole lot of that. You know, we talked about the rat in the trash can a little earlier.
Oh gosh.
There's a lot of stuff like that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Pee Wee shows, and it
For
was in
sure.
here as well, man.
Yeah.
There was a couple I actually meant to write down that I caught, and I was like, oh shit, I'd have
Yeah.
never caught that back in the day. A lot of drug references too, man.
Oh,
He'd
yes.
make some like smoking references.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
man, stuff
Yeah.
you'd never catch as a kid, being an adult. But yeah, man, that was my top one. I mean, I
Wow.
just stayed. It's 100 miles an hour, Mike.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
goes. There were so many guest stars. Dude, he's told
Oh,
Oprah
my
Winfrey
God.
that he couldn't get her on for at least 2 years because it was so booked. Oprah, even in the 80s,
Oh,
man.
ah.
Ah!
My
Shit.
God.
Shit. But yeah, man. What about yours, bro? What's your top 3?
I'd have to say number 3, Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Perfect.
Number 2, Rudolph.
Gotcha.
And number 1, Charlie Brown.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I could say those are some
Yeah.
good choices. Puzzworth, you got a top 3, brother?
Top 3 would be Rudolph. 2 would be Charlie Brown.
All right.
And number 1 would be Year Without Santa.
Year
Okay.
Without Santa.
Okay,
Wow,
man.
yeah.
We didn't even get into that
Yeah.
one, man. We'll
the,
get
the,
that.
the one with the heat miser and the
That's
snow-
right.
yeah,
That's
snow
right. We
miser.
did. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, this one was fun.
Yeah, it was.
This
it
one,
really was.
I knew it was going to be fun going
Yeah.
in, but I didn't know we were going to get just straight up ridiculous in here. But I should know that by now.
Oh yeah.
I should start figuring that out.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see, man. Any shout outs we want to give? Definitely want to give a shout out to the Millennium Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely.
Always got to give those guys a shout out, man. Wishing those guys the best. And they just come off the Raw Game Show a couple weeks ago. So, you know, man, I think they were pretty successful that night. And, yeah, man, definitely got to give a shout out to them. Obviously, you know, we talked about Radio Free Satan, the Shit Kicking Road Show. Want to put them over again. WTAUP Rich Nation. Papa Jack, man. If it wasn't for Papa Jack, we would have not played that awesome song today by the Bad Somethings.
Oh yeah.
Once again, the name of the song was My Bike. Please check them out. And hold on one second. Let's hold off on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
hold off
We'll
on that.
put that one out there for the next one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. A little teaser out there. We got some. You know, Mike, let's go ahead and put it out there, man. We got some big things lined up for next year.
We do.
Ah! But we'll hold off on that, man. We got a lot.
We got a lot.
We got a lot
We got a
going
lot
on, man.
coming up, man. A lot of good stuff.
Yes.
And a lot of interesting stuff.
Very interesting, man. Like I said, we'll get to that. We're gonna hold that a little close to the chest right now. But,
Okay.
Keep stay tuned.
Yes.
Definitely stay
Yes.
tuned, brother. Stay tuned. Well, brothers, I guess, man, we about ready to wrap this bad boy up, man. Once again, this was fun, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This was just yeah.
Yeah.
Hope we didn't go too bad off on our little tangents.
I hope not. You know.
Oh,
and, you know, and then you know, I know we covered a lot of animated stuff, and you know, maybe we can go into more of the movies
yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Ah!
And I did want to give a shout out to This Is a Work, man. I meant to put those guys over, and I forgot to get them, so I want to put over $2 and Chris Barnes, you know, their show This Is a Work.
Yeah.
Damn, man, did I miss anybody else? I know I did, man. I miss people all the time. The Midnight Driving with Garrick Lane, and Sweet Feather to Jesus with E-Man.
Yes.
You definitely want to put those guys. I haven't
Yeah.
listened to the newest Sweet Feather to Jesus yet. I actually checked out a little bit of the newest Midnight Driving yesterday. Good stuff,
Yeah.
man. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Sweet Feather to Jesus, that's on the list for this week. And, man, I think I'm about out, brother.
I'll about do it.
You, Puzzworth, anything you want to say, brother?
No, not really.
All right, well, man, I guess until next year. I meant next week.
Yeah.
Don't forget to inspire, empower, and to goddamn, what was the other one, man? Inspire, elevate. Yeah, hell, I need to write. Mike, do you want to start saying that shit?
Hey, man. All right.
you want to try?
Sure. You have to write it down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll forget.
Dude, you know, $2 like, man, you ought to end with that. And I was like, man, I think I'll try it. 3 weeks now, I've tried it. 3 weeks, I fucked it up.
Well,
So I'm gonna stop, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick
you
with
get it right sometime.
Maybe this time next year. Y'all have a good one.
And not only that, David, I understand we're right at the end of our program.
No, we have got to
This
go.
has been a great event.
There's some people out there that hate us for this.